Next sir is, how would you define phishing?
Actually, it's phishing before, but according to the cybersecurity community, it's phishing.
Phishing.
It's now phishing, not phishing anymore. I don't. Do you have a definition of that? Why they call it phishing instead of phishing? But phishing or phishing is simply creating a way that the hacker or any criminal under the cybercrime law for them to extract your data. Phishing is more on data. It's not more on. It's more on data. It's not more on system. It's more on the data. But once that they can get your data, now they can compromise your system.
Phishing is an email-based attack in which the attackers impersonate a trustworthy entity, such as a person or a company with which the victim may do business.
Next is, in what way phishing is done?
So there are a lot of ways phishing is done. The very familiar way of doing it is by creating a forged document. Um, by creating a forged document, like for example, you will be receiving an email allegedly that your account will be closed. So you have a bank account, and then according to the email, your bank account will be closed within 24 hours or 48 hours if you're not going to update your account, and they will be providing you a link. And once you check the no, not a link, but a something to click on, which is a link. And if you will not really check the URL of the link, you will not realize that they're just copying the exact forgery and format of the entire document of let's say because before it was BPI. BPI was the most famous one that was being copied and forged, and allegedly they are sending a lot of emails to BPI clients telling them to upgrade their account within 48 hours, otherwise they will be closed. And once they will click that link and enter their data, they will not know that the data being entered are just being saved on the receiver's part. That's one way of phishing. Another way of phishing is the clickbait. Sometimes we don't know that clickbait is also phishing. Sometimes for those who really just wanted to have free streaming of movies, and sometimes there will be a link to Facebook, and it will say that you should want to make sure if you're 18 years old and they just want you to have your Facebook account be verified, but you did not know that you're just giving your information for a Facebook account. So that's another way of phishing, still forgery, but through clickbait. Another way of having a forgery is that phishing is that although it's seldom being done, but hackers can provide you a fake discount for any merchandise that you wanted to buy, or let's say for fast food discount, and then you want to click the discount, and they will ask for information, and then you thought that it's really for their database, but in truth, you're asking already your information. So that's the most famous way of phishing.
Phishing can be conducted via text message, social media, or by phone, but the term phishing is mainly used to describe attacks that arrive by email. Phishing emails can reach millions of users directly and hide amongst the huge number of benign emails that busy users receive. Attacks can install malware, such as ransomware, sabotage systems, or steal intellectual property and money.
Is, what are the most common phishing attacks done by criminals during the pandemic?
During the pandemic, well, BPI was one. Now the text message, recently the text message that we keep on receiving, it was investigated. First, it was a breach from SNR, And then there was also a breach from telco companies. So they're being they are being mandated to explain. So that's the common way of phishing. They're trying to text you a message, asking for information, without you knowing that you are giving your information already. There's a lot, but those are the famous ones that I can remember.
The most well-known phishing type is spear phishing. Rather than spamming random people, this type of phishing involves sending emails to specific groups of computer users. In general, the attackers conduct research on possible victims and set the stage for spear phishing. The attackers can then send an email or a message that appears to come from a legitimate company source. The pandemic especially has brought out the worst in numerous opportunists in the country, and phishing scams appear to be preferred cyber weapon. The Philippines has sought to strengthen regulation against orchestrated phishing attempts for years, but with so many Filipinos online throughout all points of time during the outbreaks, the National Bureau of Investigation's Cybercrime Division is seeing a 200% growth in identified phishing scams since lockdowns actually started in March of 2020.
Um, why are these phishing attacks effective?
Because people are not educated. Actually, fishing is not the most effective, but social engineering is the best. The best and the easiest way of getting your data, not the phishing. A lot of people are not yet educated that even the alleged you won raffle, you won from Manny Pacquiao, you won from Wawawin. That's still one way of having phishing attacks. People, because of because of lack of education, that these are phishing attacks, and likewise because of our um, culture that we love to have easy money, and it's already an easy money, so we just want to click it, and without knowing that once you give your information, then that's already phishing.
Next, attorney, is how can we identify phishing?
The best way to identify phishing first is to check first the URL. If the URL is really is all is if the URL is really legit from the actual website of the alleged um, alleged company. Second is check the company itself. For example, if the company is not familiar with you, and they're sending you some data about the company, check the company. For let's say, for example, with Huawei, with Manny Pacquiao, you can check Google if indeed there is really a promo for that. Likewise for the coupons, you can also check. So it's more on really checking our web browser if indeed there's a true promo, if there's indeed a true company that having that name, or if that company, although having that name, is really looking for someone, is hiring for someone. So it's really, you really need to research. So first check the link. If the link is not really dpi.ph, then it's not the right link. Or if it has a lot of other words other than Facebook, then that's one way of knowing. And second, you really need to research the company, research the promo, research everything that was being handed to you.
Next question is, what is the most common content of a phishing email?
Well, most of the phishing are intended to get your credit card details. That's the very pinnacle of phishing attacks. Second is the password, of course. Uh, and third, sometimes it's just your information, your name, your contact number. So usually that's the three major data that are being um, extracted by some phishers or hackers. Your credit card details, that's the very that's number one. That's their ultimate goal. Second will be your password, and third will be under other details.
So next here is, how can we prevent getting phished?
So as I said earlier, first check the link. If the link is really from the official website of the company, and then check also if the company or any products or information handed to you, if it's really legit, if there's a promo to it, if the company really exists. So check the URL, and then you really need to check the data, take the information through the through web browsers.
So, next sir is how to know if you have fallen into a phishing attack.
Well, sometimes we do not know that we're already been a victim of any data breach attack. But sometimes we'll just notice if we've been attacked. For example, if your credit card details were already been skimmed, you will just know that there will be a lot of deductions on your credit card or on your ATM. Like once you can't anymore access your Facebook account or any account that you're using. Uh, One way also of knowing that you're although this is not 100%, but if you are receiving text messages or emails, that's one way also of knowing that you're being attacked by phishing. But that are the minor ones, but the major ones is that the credit cards, the withdrawals in your ATMs,
Money related.
yeah, financial related, and your password blocked from your account.
So, what are the immediate actions of falling into phishing?
So if it's money related or financially related, you must really call your bank or any financial institutions for them to stop payment, for them to freeze your account. Otherwise, all of your
Money.
uh, money and even your what do you call this, even your credit limit will be used by the scammers. So once that you will notice, you will really report. And if there's already a deduction, that's you're not the one who are transacting the credit card, then you must also file a complaint to the bank. That's not the one. But new credit cards nowadays are having pictures of the account of the owner, so that it can be easily compared during the transaction. But online transactions are exactly that one. So if you will be attacked, that will be the first you will need to report. For Facebook and other similar accounts, you also need to report Facebook for phishing, that you are not able to access anymore your account. Um, you can also file a complaint, and you can ask for assistance with our uh, cybercrime in Iligan City. I know the office is in City Hall. It is under the police, not under the NBI. Because under the law, it can be either police or NBI, or under the cybersecurity. So that might be the three major um, actions that you need to do once you are being attacked by phishing.